just launched the Scent of Milan range of perfumes. They have 5 new perfumes in their regular line. I'm gonna be telling you which ones of these are my favorite, how they all smell, how they wear. I have 3 of them here in front of me now. I have 1 that I got from the advent calendar from Kiko Milano. I got 2 that I bought, and then the other ones I smelled in store. So I can tell you about the whole range, but the wear tests that I've been doing are with 3 of the scents. Okay, we're just gonna jump into the first scent, and that is the scent I have had for a little bit, and that is the one in Duomo district. So this one is described as fresh, timeless, and elegant. Very feminine and charismatic. It has amber and fruity gourmand notes. The style is powerful, interesting. It has lemon and orange, white rose, and Arabic jasmine. It has some marine accents, and then it has some patchouli in it as well. That kind of makes you think of the sea, apparently. The moment I spray this, I feel like it smells very powdery, kind of soapy. It definitely doesn't have any of the gourmand yet. It doesn't feel very like fruit yet. The first time that I sprayed it, I was a little confused. I was a little like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. But once it starts drying down, you do get kind of like that fruit. You get the gourmand, it's like fruit, but it's sweet. But it stays kind of like soft and floral at the same time as well. It gets more layers. You kind of leave the very, very powderiness behind, but it stays very soft. It stays very like a day-to-day, easy to wear scent that is not gonna have a lot of projection. Like, you are gonna smell it on yourself for quite a long time. This is a type of scent, and all of these scents are the type of scents that if you spray it on, you will smell it on yourself the next day as you wake up. I shower in the morning, so if I have sprayed this on after my shower and then before I shower the next day, I will still smell it on myself, even with just 1 spray. So it's not like it's not lasting well, but the projection, it feels just quite like skin-like. The way it smells, it is not very strong. Like, they say that the style is powerful. I wouldn't say that it's very strong. So I don't really know how they came up with kind of like that description. Once it gets more gourmand, once it gets a little bit more like sweet and you do start smelling that fruit in it, that lemon in it, I do start really liking it. This is a really nice everyday scent, something that I would just spray on the daily because it's not too much. If you don't like any sweetness in your scents, I would say don't go for this. But also, if you don't like that powderiness, I would say you could still like spray it on in store, let it sit for a bit and just see how it develops on you, because I feel like it changes a lot throughout the time that you're wearing this. Like, this is a very different scent from start to finish. Like, it does really start maybe a little bit with that like white rose, and then it ends a very like lemony, a very sweet. It's kind of like not a fruit cake, but it's just with that hint of sweetness. It's not heavy gourmand, but definitely if you're into gourmand scents, but it doesn't have to be like baked goods. I think this could be something for you. I do really like it. I don't feel like it's the most special scent in this range. If you like kind of like Marc Jacobs, then this could also be something for you. I feel like it made me think a little bit of the Marc Jacobs range. Then one of the scents that I didn't buy, but I did smell in store, is the one in Brera district. So this is the green one, and the packaging kind of like reveals it all. It's very green, it's very earthy, and I feel like this one is almost a little unisex. It doesn't feel very feminine. It's definitely really like green plants, and it doesn't really have any sweetness to it. It doesn't really have any warmth to it. It is just green and floral. It's supposed to be like an artistic scent, and like the style is artistic. I kind of get that. So we have green mandarin, Italian bergamot, cilantro is in here, and calypso. And then we also have some wood, Virginia cedar wood, and some seed, and a little bit of musk. So the most you're getting that gives it kind of more of a like a base and warmth is that wood, but I would say that this is generally a very like green earthy scent. This is the only one that I didn't like spray anywhere on my body, so I don't really know how it develops. Like maybe it gets a little bit warmer, but the first spray was definitely very green. Then the next scent that I decided to pick up for myself is actually the one in Isola district. This is the purple one, and let me just read out the notes for this one as well before I describe how I experienced it. So this one is young, enchanting, energetic. It has amber, it has musk, and it's a little powdery, according to them. The style is pop. It has exotic and charming notes of Davana. It has blueberries. It has rose and ylang ylang. And then it has some cedar wood. It has some balsamic, and it has some Cistus Absolute. So these notes actually don't tell me personally a lot. The only thing that I was a little scared of was the rose, because I feel like rose can be very overpowering in scents, and it can make scents smell a little like almost like an old lady scent, and that is not what I wanted, but I don't feel like that is this. I feel like from all the scents, this one is very warm. It is very like soft. It is fruit, but in a very like almost sensual and warm way. It's like you really smell that fruit, but then there's also this tone of kind of like gourmand sweetness. It is not a very heavy scent, but I do feel like this one has a little bit more projection. You definitely notice kind of like the amber in it, and that really makes it last long and really kind of like warms up with the body. And I feel like that is something that you get like really whiffs of throughout the day. This one also lasted really long on my hand, as well as the little bit that I sprayed on my clothes. I really like this one. This is really like a more special fruit scent because of that warmth. It's a little bit more sophisticated almost. They describe it as young, but I would say that the other one that I also have is a little bit more young to me. This one seems a little bit more almost like a date night perfume. I would definitely see myself wearing this in the evening as well. I think it would really work well in the daytime as well, because it does have that fruit that makes it a little lighter. Like, it's not such a heavy amber perfume. Some amber perfumes really like take over and they are so in your face. I don't feel like this is that. I do feel like if you don't like an amber note in your perfumes, you're gonna smell that probably. Like, it depends on how it develops on you, but I did really smell that amber. The rose was pretty like in the background. I don't feel like that took over. It was mostly fruit with a hint of amber, and then with a little bit of sweetness and warmth there as well. I think this is a really nice fall scent, a really nice winter scent when you want to smell a little bit more like warm and cozy. It gives me a little bit of a cozy vibe. Then one of the perfumes that I didn't buy was the Montenapoleone district, and this is the red one. This one is amber and fruity as well, so in a way you would think they would be kind of similar, and I think that these are kind of like the most similar from the range. But this one has a lot of kind of like woody notes in them that do really come out. Like, I sprayed this on myself, I let it develop, and it's mostly kind of like a warm, woody scent. But okay, what they're saying is that it's kind of like seductive, very feminine, it's passionate and confident. The style is fascinating. I don't really know what they mean by that, but it's an elegant and exotic mix of mandarin, pink pepper. There's also orange blossom and jasmine in this one, once again. And then some patchouli and some sandalwood. I feel like there are some like notes that we see throughout the perfumes that they like to use, but it's not like they all smell similar. Like, these notes come forward in a different way in all of these perfumes. I feel like this one is really kind of like warm, woody. It is the type of scent that I would almost describe a little bit as like licorice, like the licorice root. You smell that woodiness, but there's definitely this hint of sweetness as well, which makes it smell a little bit like licorice. And it's something that I find a little bit too far into the woodiness. I do like a woody note, but I feel like this is mostly woody with a hint of something else. It was just a little bit too much for me, so that is why I decided to not buy this one. If you're really into woody scents, if you like, for example, Marc Jacobs Daisy Love, it just makes me think of it. I don't know if you would like spray them both on a card, if they would like smell the same, but it just made me think of it a lot. And it's definitely something you have to know. Like, you have to know that you like woody scents. It's very typical, this one. And then the last scent that I purchased is a scent that I'm actually wearing today, and that is the one which is Navigli District. This is the orange one. This is the most fruity one, the most kind of like fresh fruit one. It's very energetic. It's very youthful in my opinion. Like, it's very easy to wear. I feel like this is one that I would buy for like a teenager as well. So this one is described as energetic, happy, passionate. It's floral and fruity. The style is like festive. They call this yellow, I call it orange. So it has Italian lemon and once again orange. So we have a lot of kind of like orange in the sense. And we have ylang ylang once again, and then I have to translate from the Dutch website and it's difficult for me sometimes. And I really don't know what this word is. Oh, violets, of course, it's violets. Should have known that. And then we have once again sandalwood and Ambro Fix. I don't know what Ambro Fix is, but this is a scent I feel like that doesn't change a lot. When you spray it, you do smell that kind of like warm-ish, like wood-ish fruit, and I still feel like throughout the day it just kind of keeps that. You do really smell that orange in it, but it's not really in like a zesty way. It's not really like a fresh peeled orange. It is more in like a soft, easy to wear, like day-to-day scent that doesn't have a lot of projection kind of way. Like, you definitely smell it and it lasts very long, but it's just in a way where it's very approachable. And I feel like all of these scents are very approachable, and if you kind of like know what you like, then it's pretty easy to like choose one. I feel like they made it very easy with the way they describe them. I feel like it's very easy with kind of like the colors. Like, they kind of like give you a vibe that they indeed have. I feel like the fruit in this is not very gourmand. It doesn't have a lot of sweetness. It just has a lot of floral. It just has a lot of softness. And I really feel like that is the combination of those violets and then the orange. I feel like this is once again one that is very much kind of like the Marc Jacobs Daisy Girl friendly. I don't know if that is just me, but I have had a lot of Marc Jacobs scents and it just makes me think of it a little bit. I feel like if you don't like those at all, this is not gonna be for you. I think that is kind of like a correlation. Like the relationship these have in my head. It's just slightly warm, but not as warm as kind of like that purple amber scent. That is definitely much warmer, much sweeter. This is definitely slightly warm. It has the floral and then the soft whiff of fruit. It is just very soft. I feel like this one is the least special one from the ones that I have here in front of me. I feel like this one is one that a lot of people could like. It's also one that you smell in store and maybe think, oh, that's not super special, I already have this at home. So are these worth the 40 euros that you pay for them? They are a little bit more expensive than perfumes we have seen from them in their limited editions. I was a little surprised by that in a way, but also in another way, not really, because they have been upping their prices. I feel like if you look at Kiko Milano as a whole, it's a little bit like of a shock, but looking at like the overall like world of perfume, like prices of perfumes nowadays, I feel like these are worth it if you can find the scent that is really like special, like something that really stands out to you. Also, these do wear very long. I was really impressed by the wear time. All of these, as I said, I smelled way beyond the day that I actually applied them, and I only applied like one spray. So I'm not gonna go through this really quickly. And to me, I feel like, especially for a scent like Isola District, it's very much worth it because I feel like this is special. It's a little different from my collection. It is more of a warm gourmand fruit scent. I don't really have anything like that yet. Like, I have gourmand scents that are a little bit more of that bakery style. So I am very happy that I have this one. But in the end, it's really up to you if you feel like any of these perfumes is worth it. But perfumes nowadays, they are really expensive. 50 milliliters for 40 euros. I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna leave my descriptions here. I hope it was helpful for you. Let me know if you're gonna be picking up any of these scents, and then I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.